We are back with the next part in my beadboard wall. In the last update, I replaced the moly drywall and got this wall mostly painted. I made the new door casing to put on, and if you're curious how to do that, I have a video just a couple back showing you the full process and measurements for this craftsman style door trim. Now for the beadboard. I have to put a shoe on the floor trim because I don't have any more flooring and the trim doesn't reach the flooring all around the downstairs. Not the best option, but it is what it is for this house. I also got this contour gauge to transfer the shape around the step to the beadboard, so I'll just push it up against this stair and transfer that shape to my beadboard. I'm going to be putting the beadboard on top of the trim to get to the height that I need to meet up with the inside of the trim on the stairs. To get the right measurement for the contour tool, I marked where my floor trim was and then put the red part of the contour gauge at the point where the trim was marked so I knew it would be exactly at the bottom of my beadboard. Then I pushed that around the stair tread there and got the shape that I needed. I measured how far over the red contour was from the furthest point on the inside of the stairs, and then transferred that measurement to my practice sheet of beadboard, and that's where I put my contour gauge at. Then I transferred that shape and darkened the lines. You can see the stair tread there. Like I said, this was just a practice piece, so I cut that out with my jigsaw and put the trim piece back on, and you could still see a little bit of gap there, so I changed that a little bit for my actual piece of beadboard that I was using. And now for the moment of truth, is it going to fit? Fits like a glove, like it was done before the carpeting was put in, as it should have been. I got the trim nailed in, and I used some construction adhesive on the back of the beadboard and tacked that in, and then it was time to try to figure out what I was going to do with this corner piece. I cut it to the height of the trim on the inside of the stairs and put my beadboard trim on. I had to cheat the beadboard trim up to get everything to be at the right height, so I had a little bit of a gap here, as you'll see behind this corner trim. And I wasn't sure what I was going to do with the corner trim. I decided to notch it out so it would cover the side and all of that gap there while not covering the front and the top piece of trim on the beadboard. You'll see how it's notched out here and covers that side without looking too bad in the front. Then I got all the nail holes filled and everything caulked. And here is the end result. You can see with everything caulked and painted, this corner piece looks a little bit weird, but not too bad at all. I had to cut the far right piece of the door trim pretty thin to get it to fit in between the hinges and the wall, along with the header piece being cut off at the end because it was meeting up with the wall, but now the trim on this door matches the other window and door trim that I did. So slowly getting those done in the downstairs so there's not different trim or no trim on all the doors and windows. But yeah, I think this beadboard adds some nice detail to this coat hanging area when you walk in the front door.